All right, guys. Think I'm live. Just trying to set up everything up, and we'll get started in 1 second. Yep, I think I am live. Hey, gang, this is Mike with my Real Estate Dojo, and today's lesson is about how do clever investors fund their deals. In other words, when they find a deal, how do they pay for that deal? Um, I'm going to show you a couple of ways. You could download my free book on my website at Mr. No Fluff. I show you a couple of other ways in there. That way you'll have like at least 6 ways to fund your deals. But I want to talk about just a handful that are very creative and you can implement it immediately in your business. The first one I want to talk about is two. Now, a subject to is an owner financing strategy, but it's a variation of owner financing. This situation on a subject to is where the seller has a loan or a mortgage, but they want to sell their home. And all you do is you step into the seller's shoes and make their payments without you having to get a loan. Now, that sounds pretty crazy. And because you're thinking, hey, this is probably not legal. Why would a seller want to do this? So on and so on. And when I was in your shoes, I thought the same exact thing. And this was 2006, fourth quarter, when the market had crashed. I tried to buy a house. The lenders had tightened up their lending, and they wouldn't give any money out. And I was trying to buy investment properties because the real estate market had tanked. And that's why I started using these strategies, because I don't know if you guys remember 2006, fourth quarter, 7, 8, 9. The lenders were not giving away any money. You and me had to bail out, the banks and car dealers and etc. And what happened was that it allowed me to learn different ways to create money without going to a lender or without going to a bank or a traditional way, okay? And this is what I'm here to share with you because I want you guys to have success. And one of the ways that I learned that I use to buy properties for myself is called a strategy called subject to. Now, again, when I heard about it, just like you, I thought, you know what? This cannot be true. Why would someone allow me to just take over their house payments? This can't be legal. So let's talk about 2 of the main objections that came in my mind. Is this really legal? Now, for some of you guys that bought a house before, when you go to the title company or the closing work, there's a piece of paperwork that you fill out called a HUD-1. And on a HUD-1, I think line 218, it's been a while that I looked at it. I have other videos. It says it on there, buying a house subject to. So, and a HUD-1 was a standard form they use in all America, all the title companies. And on there it says, you can buy a property subject to. That's what that line says. I think it's 213 or 238. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but you could go look at it. So that showed me that this is not illegal. And I bought many properties and I sold those properties with loans that I had on them at the title companies. And if any of you guys been to a title company, you know that you got to have everything, your dots, they cross the T's and the dots. Everything has to be 100%, and if not 110% ironed out. There can't be no wrinkles, or they're not going to do the transaction. So anyways, subject to is a very powerful way. I just explained it's on the HUD-1, and title companies use it. Now, the other thing let's clear away is that why would sellers sell their home in a strategy called the subject to, where they went and put a down payment down. They made all these payments on their home. They had to pay all these junk fees when they went to the closing. They had to pay, all this stuff, title policy. So why would they just give all this stuff up and let you take over their payments, or let me take over their payments? Okay, that's a very good question. I had the same exact question. And I'll give you a couple of reasons that I personally dealt with that they sold me their home, guys, okay? The first person that sold me their home was they were going through a divorce, okay? And they couldn't make the payments on the house because they needed the husband's and the wife's income to pay for the house. So it was, they didn't have enough time. They were fighting, so they just let me. I give them a good offer. I said, "Hey, I can save you credit. I could not allow to go to foreclosure, and I'll pay for your move, and I'll make the arrears, which is like 3 months behind. You know, which is not that much. Okay, like $3,000 or something." They said okay, and I did it. Another person that I bought their house from was a firefighter. And I think that the mom was a stay-at-home mom. And before that, she was a teacher or something. I can't remember. But the husband was a firefighter for sure. And their situation was that, you know, they got married. They had more kids, you know, than the house allowed them. And they needed to get a new home. And some situation was that, you know, they wanted to kind of like downsize because they took in a big hit too in the crash, 2006, fourth quarter, 7, 8, 9. And I don't remember everything, but, you know, they wanted to downsize. This was a great opportunity. Paid its closing and give them a free move, and I owned the house. And here's the great thing. I didn't have to make it. I didn't have to get a credit check. I didn't have to go to a bank. I didn't have to all these junk fees, title company fees, all that stuff, even title policy, because they already had bought the title policy for the property. Okay. I'll let my attorney close it. I saved thousands of dollars, and I got to own a house for just like less than $3 or $4 grand. Okay. Total cost. It was just great. And I turned around and I instantly rented a house, and I think I was making on that house like $400 or $500 a month positive cash flow. So just imagine that. $500 a month. How long would it take for me to get my original investment of like that $3 or $5 grand that I put in, let's say, for rehabbing it or holding, whatever? Okay, not that long, guys. Like 10 months after that, I built a lot of equity in that property, and I sold it and made a handsome amount of money, equity cash out. So one strategy is subject to. I talked about that. You know, I used to think that it wasn't legal, but it's in the HUD 1. Go verify for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA. I'm just a refugee that's used my creative imagination. And I've bought houses like this. And I talked about why would a seller wants to sell their home like this, okay? Because the two that I just mentioned was one was going to a divorce. The other one had more kids than that. They had rooms, and they wanted to downsize to save some money, okay? There's so many other situations out there that makes sellers motivated. So that's one strategy. I'm going to have 3 for you, okay? Before we go any further, I want to let you know that my VA Exponential course is one of my top selling book. I put my heart into it. It took me months to make. It shows you the blueprint, the secret of hiring VAs in third world countries with college, masters, PhDs to work for you for $120 a month. Again, I don't think you heard me. Less than what you drink Starbucks with. So if you drink Starbucks like, you know, 1 cup a day, you know, at $5, you're paying that VA less than that, okay, to work for you. 40 hours a week. They speak English. They have their own infrastructure like computers, like desktops, chairs, printers. You don't have to provide them any infrastructure. I show you how to do it in my book, where to find them, how to monitor them, how to incentivize them with bonuses, how much to pay them, so on and so on, and how to filter them so you can get the cream of the cream, because you don't want to hire any Joe to work for you, okay? You want to get the best ones that are going to generate you leads for less than a penny, okay? Through cold calling and other kind of marketing tactics that I talk about in my VA Exponential book. This book's retails for $1,500. I've sold many at $1,500. You can look at the reviews on the website at va.mr. And what that's going to do is allow you to exponentially grow your business, because imagine if you had one person generating you leads by cold calling, for example. You had another person, you know, generating leads by emailing people or searching for data, what I call data mining on like Craigslist or Backpages, things of that nature. Imagine you have someone at the county clerk's office pulling the evictions for you, pulling the foreclosures for you, and then getting the seller's phone numbers. So imagine if you had people doing that for you, and then it's costing you like $120 a month. Guys, think about that. Now that's I'm not gonna say oh, $120 is not a lot of money, because that's what you're probably paying for your cell phone, because my cell phone cost me $128. Okay, but my cell phone, if I just use it to watch Facebook and Netflix, it's just a liability. Where if I hire a VA and pay him the $120, they're sitting there generating leads for me. They're cold calling. They're talking to my customers. They're taking the incoming calls. They're filtering the VAs, etc., and just giving me the cream so I can put the offers in and get the deal, guys. So again, I'm only offering 50 units. I've already sold a lot. There's only 19 left at the price of $325. Once I sell out, it's going to go back to $1,500. Why am I doing this? Because some of you guys are great students, and I want you guys to succeed. You know who you are. You're the one that doesn't need me to call you, doesn't need me to hold your hand, doesn't need me to sell you or high pressure you. You can make a decision by yourself. You're a true entrepreneur. Let me bow down to you, and that's the 50 people that I'm giving these out to. Okay. Now let's go back to the story of how to fund your deals, guys. Okay. By the way, only 19 left out of the 50, guys. So if you're one of those students, the hustlers, make sure you get your copy. Now, the second, investors fund their deals. We don't go to the bank. Well, I don't personally go to a bank. Okay. I've never went to a bank to buy a real estate property ever in my life. Okay. Now, there's different types of real estate investors, clever investors out there. Okay. Some people, they deal on the MLS. Okay. That's all they do. They're on the MLS giving hundreds of offers. They have hundreds of people working for them, 10, 20 people working for them, and they're just giving offers all day long. And I'm not knocking at it. You can find some deals there, but that's not my strategy. Okay. My strategy is to go and find the seller direct and deal with them for at least 3 reasons that I'm going to share with you. Okay. Now, there's other investors that go talk to, that buy REOs, which some people just do, tax auctions. Some people do, IRS auctions. Some people do, HOA. Some, so there's many types of other, investment. But what I specialize in is the home seller direct, and for 3 reasons. Number one, I could buy houses from the seller direct and have them finance me. Yes, you heard me right. Have them finance me, so I don't have to go to a bank. Think about what I just said. I never get on my knees and say, "Mr. Banker, please, please." I tried that in 2006, buy a real estate property, and they were not lending. Thank God, grace. I learned better strategy. So I never have to go to a bank and say, "Well, this is my 9th property. Can you please give me my 10th one?" And they're going to say, "No, your debt to income ratio is too high." I never had to do that. So I never deal with other strategies, because this strategy for me is the great. I like buying homes from direct home sellers. Okay. Because I'm dealing with the seller direct. I can buy houses by 0% interest rates. I can buy houses by just taking over their payments. I can buy houses by, if they don't have in a second, which is very, very powerful. It's kind of like the car dealership. Have you ever been to a car dealership and said, "Look, I want to trade my car in"? Well, swapping houses is the same exact idea, but in the real estate investing. And many investors don't use it. Okay. So let's just go jump into that, because it's such a great idea. Okay. The third idea is, once you start doing deals, you're going to have inventory. Okay. Once you have inventory, and even if you don't have inventory, you could tell people that you're willing to swap homes. Like, so if they have a property and they want to sell it to you, you sell them a property, or you could refer them out to an investor friend that you have, and they have properties. Okay. But what happens is, if you're willing to swap houses with people, it doesn't mean that, you're going to lose money. In reality, it means you're going to double dip. It means you're going to make profits 2 ways. You're going to buy their home at a deep discount, and you're going to sell your home at retail. So you're making money 2 ways. Okay. That's why car dealerships love, hey, they have some of the smart ones say, "Hey, we buy your car. They're buying your car at a deep discount with enough equity in there where they're going to turn around and resell it." So that's what house swapping is saying, "Hey, you have a house, great. I love to buy it, and I'm willing to swap it for you, okay, with one of my properties. Which one do you like? Even if you don't have any, Maybe you have some friends or some investors you go to networking, and you could refer them their homes. Okay, maybe you don't make anything off that, but you get to buy this guy's house at a deep discount, because sometimes people call you and say, well, I don't want to sell you my house because I'm going to have bad credit and I don't want to sell my house, or I'm not going to be able to find another home. So if you have something where you can swap with them, for example, you took over someone's payment and the house is vacant, and you're trying to rent it out, or do owner financing, and the seller's looking to rent the house, you say, okay, here we go. Or if they're trying to buy a house, you say, look, I want 20 grand down for this house, and I'm willing to buy your house at a decent dollar, and or anything in between. Okay, it's just not a one idea. It depends on the situation. So swamping houses is what I call my third way of doing owner financing, because sellers are more willing to work with you because you are providing them a solution to their problem, which is they need another home to move into. Very powerful, guys. So to wrap it up, I talked about 3 ways to fund your real estate deals. And last but not least, don't forget about the VA course, guys. This is a revolutionary idea. I'm the only guy on the internet that's hiring VA since 1999. This is before dial-up. This is when Net Zero and AOL were fighting in the malls, giving away free CDs to their dial-up network, guys. I was hiring VAs in India and Pakistan to do programming for me. Okay, so this book is revolutionary. I guarantee it, and here's how I guarantee it to you. I'm the only guy on the internet that's willing to put where my money in my mouth is, as we say in America. I'm willing to give you a 365 days money back guarantee. So if you're not 100% satisfied, I will give your money back 100%, guys. 365 days. It's a whole fucking year, dude. So, you could take it, try it out, 6 months, 7 months. You're not happy, you bring it to me, and I'll take it back. So 2 things. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And if you take action, you're going to take your business exponentially, because I'm showing you what big corporations do, like AT&T, Apple, Verizon. All these guys are exporting labor to third world countries, and I can show you how to do it just with your freaking computer and the internet. That's all you need. You don't even have to buy the laptop or the computer or the staple or the desk for those workers. I do it right in my book, guys. It's top selling, 7 to 8 hours long. I'll give you all the paperwork you need to hire a VA, to make your manuals, to create your job task, how to structure bonuses. All that stuff is in the book. It's 7 to 8 hours long, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. I put all the weight on my back. You got nothing to lose. It's $325. I only have 19 left out of the 50. And once it sells out, it's going back to $1,500. Please do not call me and say, hey, man, can I get it after the sale is over? The answer is no, dude. I run a fair business. When the deal I'm not going to treat anyone special when the deal is over, guys. Okay, I love you all. I hope you invest yourself and take action, because the crash is coming. So it's very smart to get these VAs, have the wheel moving, so when that crash comes, guys, you could maximize on the profits, because there's going to be so much motivated sellers out there. And here's great news. All these sellers that are buying houses when they shouldn't be, because subprime is back and all the other stuff that I've been doing videos about, they can have ultra low interest rate, 3%, 2%. So when I take over these house payments in this upcoming crash, I'm going to get massive cash cows, man, because rents are going up and up and up. Okay, straight up, guys. You can do it in your own research, but whatever state you're in, rents are going up and up and up. Okay, so I'm going to get ultra low interest rates, and if you're getting my courses, you know how to structure these deals, like the Mother course or the VA Exponential. 2%, 3% interest rate, and I could go around and owner finance that property, do a wrap, and do 9, 10% interest rate, and get like 5% of profits without dealing with the headaches of being the landlord. I don't have to deal with no plumbing. I don't have to deal with AC. The other thing is, I could rent them out also, and I'll get massive spreads, because the interest rate houses so low. In 2006, 2007, you know, over house payments at 6%, 7%, 8%, 9%, 10%. Okay, so now if I'm going to take over house payments at 3%, golly, man, you know, I told you that story where I made $400 off one house. Okay, now this $400 is probably going to be $800 this time because the interest rate is a lot, or maybe $600. Okay, so it's going to be great times coming for the investors that what I call are inside investors. They learn how to market, talk, negotiate to motivated sellers directly without using realtors, without going to the auction, without waiting for the house to go for foreclosure, and get the deal, and create win-win situations for the home sellers, win-win situation for the neighbors next to it, because the house is not going to go foreclosure, bring out the property values, and create a win-win situation for you and your family, guys. And I'm giving it away, man. I'm spilling the beans, dude. I shouldn't be doing this. Okay, a lot of people hate me because I'm giving away all this stuff and I'm creating competition, and they're not liking it. Okay, but I'm giving it to you because I feel like this world is abundant. There's enough for all of us, and not all you guys are action takers, and that's the problem, dude. Like, some of you guys been watching me forever, and you never bought anything. You never took any action. You may go to REI clubs or seminars and be a seminar junkie and just go everywhere, but you're not taking any action. And that's why you need Mr. No Fluff, because I make it simple where I don't confuse you to sell you stuff. You know, my stuff is very simple because I want you to get results. That's why I have the 3 stepping stones in the business, okay? Everyone has a big old, I have 3 stepping stones that tell you, hey, lead gen, get a V8, pay them $120, let them help you generate leads. It doesn't get any better than that. You can't buy leads from anywhere cheaper than you generating them yourself, from Zillow, Trillia, any of these lead providers, or doing mail outs or doing bandit signs. You're not going to get it any cheaper than some guy working for you 8 hours for $3. Someone that has a college degree that speaks better English than me and you. Okay, you're not going to get that. Stepping stone number 2 is conversion. Okay, some of you guys don't know how to owner financing offers. Well, of course, get on my website. What are you waiting here? Get on my website, Mr. No Fluff. Download it. Take some fucking action, dude. You got to put the sweat equity in. Some of you guys just watch me, never take any action, never invest in your brain. You're just shopping around for this video guy, and you wonder why nothing fucking happens, because you spend all your time just wandering around. Get my shit, take fucking action. It will work, dude. I guarantee it. I have a 365-day money-back guarantee. You got nothing to lose, dude. Only guy on the fucking internet. Because I know that if you win, I win. End the story, dude. So my only job is to help you fucking win. That's it. All right? Hustle and bustle, guys. See you later.